the owner, was like, I want a fucking mustard sandwich. He's like, he does 10 million a year, right? Because BDR eats mustard sandwiches, right? So who has an iPhone? Or a phone? Everyone has a phone.
Yeah.
As long as you're making videos, people are just interested. It's so funny with today's society, like social media, people they can't get enough of it. It doesn't need to be much, it's just engaging on a daily basis. You're on your phone anyway. You're on your Facebook 4 hours a day. Don't say like, I went out and made a bunch of videos of me being an asshole and I lost a job. Well, that's my story, right? You're gonna choose your own path, and if it's comfortable, if you feel comfortable, you can pretty much do whatever you want and your clients will accept it.
Idiots! You see that? Just kidding.
I am not kidding.
Me and Tawnya started this how long ago?
7 years now.
7 years ago. When she first met me, I was in a punk rock band playing bass. There's a picture of me before I gained several pounds and became a roofer. I was a bass player for a band called Socialite Amped. We traveled across North America. I was on the Warped Tour. We opened up for bands like Sum 41, Blink-182, The Used. So I was comfortable with being in front of groups of people, right? So we started a roofing company, and I roofed we were doing it for 7 years, but I got bored of it because I've been roofing since I was 13. My first job was carrying bundles, right? You guys start carrying bundles. 35 bundles up a ladder was my first day. Second day, the boss goes, you put the wrong color on, right? We had the wrong color brought up, so my second day was bringing them all back down the ladder, 2 stories. And I was like, who the would do this for a living, right? 25 years go by, and here I am laying shingles still. So, out of boredom, we started doing the Best Damn Roofer. It started with a iPad that we had. It was actually Christmas gift from our distributor. So we sold so many shingles and did a lot of free roofs and did a bunch of community stuff around our community, and they ended up giving us these iPads, and we're hoping that we would use it for sales, like taking a picture of a roof and then putting the color of the shingle they wanted on the roof, like a roof finder type thing. But I didn't. I used it to make stupid videos, and I was like, then I started posting them, right? So it really took off from there, that's how it really all started.
It took off really, really fast because people were, I think, waiting for him to kill himself, thinking that it was real. And they just wanted to watch this downward spiral. And that's kind of where we call it skid marketing. Because people just want to see this, like I said, the downward spiral, and that's how he got traction in this.
Well, I worked in the industry for so long, and every time I was working in the industry, you'd always have the guys that don't show up, the guys that are drug addicts. It's a big thing in the industry. It's not hidden by any means. And if you guys are in the roofing industry, you've already seen it already. So with all these things, like a lot of the stories that I tell in these videos are something that I've actually lived and encountered. Like, they might be as crazy as they are, but it comes from an actual time in my life where I've seen something that was like, this is crazy. Like, I was working for a company, I'm not gonna say any names because they're a big company, but I don't know if you guys are familiar with the shingles where you used to have the high definition. They started putting the high definition shingles on the architecturals, and they had that dark line across them. So this company that we're working with, they did half the old shingles, half the new ones that were architectural with the dark line, and the other one wasn't. And the homeowner's like, it looks completely different. So this multi-million-dollar company, instead of taking them off and putting the right shingle on, what they did, they took another shingle and spray painted a black line on every shingle. And they did this to 11 squares of a roof, and they charged the homeowner $12,000. And if you've watched the video I made, it's called Siding in a Can, or Roof in a Can. It literally came from an instance where I was on a roof and saw a major company committing basically a crime on the roof. So I decided to do videos of all this stuff, and here I am today. We're here. And apparently we're influencers in the industry. A lot of people say I'm under the influence. I've been charged with that a few times. But how many of you guys make videos for your YouTube, or do you guys have any YouTubes? Like, is there anyone that's making videos for their business? There's a few of you, right? You all should be doing this. This is social media is huge. The roofing industry is like 10 years behind on social media. A lot of other businesses, they're recording everything. Like, you guys should be making videos every day about your clients, about you, how you work, so they can see it, because everyone uses Facebook, right?
And it doesn't take much at all. Everybody in here has a smartphone that can record video, audio, and you probably have a built-in editing app.
Who has an iPhone? or a phone. Everyone has a phone.
Yeah. So you guys can make videos. That's all his shows.
Every video you see me make, every song is on this phone. This is the phone that does my whole entire show. Music recorded, everything is done on here. And all the platforms that we reach are all done on this one phone that stays
It's
in my
as
pocket.
cracked as he is.
So I didn't have any editing backgrounds or any in film. This all started, like I said, with the gift we got. So something like as easy as a video being made about your company, you can easily do it. Anyone can do it. Every phone comes with an app, right? Every phone comes with an editing app, so just get out and start doing it, because that's all we did. Sorry, we don't have a clicker, so Tawnya has to run out. So we have the top quality editing equipment in our offices. Like Tanya's like, we need Adobe, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, fuck Adobe. I got my app phone, right? And I just, yeah. So we paid $500 for an app that we don't use. We just do it all on our phone. Very simple, because it becomes very raw and becomes very real for people, right?
And quick. It's so quick. I mean, you can be done editing. You can be up on a roof, film, and edit in your car before you go home and post it. It's done. So it can be really, really quick when you're just right on your phone. And like I said, it's in everyone's pocket.
And so the next step after that, you get something to edit your videos, and you have your video camera, which you have a phone, and we have media, right? So which one has? Oh, you guys all have Facebook, right? Who has Facebook? Everyone has Facebook or Instagram. Anyone have Instagram? You know, you guys have Instagram, Facebook, right? So those are your platforms you're going to use. Pretty simple. What's about that? What'd you put that one in there for, Tanya? What the hell? Okay, that's a little embarrassing, but anyways, that's where I do most of my work. That's my office at home. I have 5 children, and I get no privacy. And I'll be honest with you, I don't even get any privacy when I'm doing that. Dad, knocking on the door. She's the worst. But that's my office right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's how easy it is to do, right? So my videos are a little different context than you might want to approach your business, but it's still the same thing. We all have the same tools to do this, the same media platforms to work with, which we all use on a daily basis, and we all have the apps to edit on.
These are some of the demographics of active users. So your reach can be infinite. And even depending on when you do target your audience, depending on what niche you choose, if you want to be entertaining or educational, you know you're going to get a reach. You know you're going to reach people. And it doesn't take too long as you're consistent with posting. And obviously you have to choose the platform that's going to match you best. If you're making longer videos, YouTube's awesome. Shorter videos, Instagram, Facebook, they all have live, so you can do Q&A with people. You can do live videos right up on the roof. So it's so endless right now.
And for a niche, like you can pick any niche you want. Like I was into music, so you just pick something that you like to do. I was a musician, I like comedy, but I do roofing. So I just kind of threw them all together, right? Like Dimitri's a teacher, but Dimitri loves working out. He puts it in everything he does. You guys have the fitness contest. He's taken something that he loves, something that he also loves, and he's put them together, right? So, you know, what do you love to do on your spare time?
Working out and snowboarding.
Okay, so snowboarding. You can add snowboarding. Your viewers are gonna like seeing like the real you, right? So if you do one video where you're snowboarding with your kids, it's a little couple minutes, and the next video is about your roofing company, right? Like the content you can get with like just adding something that you enjoy, making it different than any other company, right? Just making it different just because it's you. Everyone's unique, right? It's very simple like that.
And then positioning yourself as an expert just kind of means that the way that people are going to perceive you is they're looking, when they do click onto you and they do start watching you, they don't know if you're not the number one of whatever it is you're trying to teach them. But if you position yourself like you are going to get more of an engagement, more of a positive feedback, because a lot of people just don't know. They're there to either learn or be entertained. So it's pretty easy to...
I just labeled myself the best damn roofer. I wasn't, man. I was self-proclaimed, right? I am the best. Like, just throw it in their face, and now apparently I'm the best damn roofer. That's just happened. Just tell them you're good, they'll believe
Human
it.
psychology is a
Yeah.
fucked up thing.
Do you believe in posting, you just said it, but do you believe in posting in like business and personal life?
Totally, yeah, because if you're going to sell a job to somebody, you're going to want to know who you are, or they're going to know who you are before you get there if you post your personal life, right? They're going to know exactly who you are. They're probably going to buy or get the roof from you rather than the guy that didn't do that.
It's human nature to be interested in other people that they're watching. The more that they watch you, the more they're going to want to know about your personal life. It's just the way that it is. And the more you lift the veil and let them into your life,
You put more pictures of me on the toilet out there?
There was only
See?
2 in the whole thing. I
I
promise
didn't
there's
go
no more.
over the clips with her before. I knew she was going to put something like that in there. Thanks, Tawnya.
But yeah, letting people into your personal life is definitely a plus because you might not know who they are as they're watching you, but they feel that they know you. So if you arrive to sell something, they already feel a rapport with you, even though you might not have one with them, and that's always a plus.
Made me blush now. I haven't blushed in a while. My wife did it. There you go.
Rosy cheek.
I look better with rosy cheeks anyway.
Again, your first video won't be as good, but as soon as you guys start putting the content out there, you're going to get more comfortable. And once you do hit your audience, and like I said, let them into your personal life a little bit, it's going to get better and better and better. Your reach is going to grow. People are going to share your stuff more, especially if you engage with them. So this doesn't work.
I always find that, like, even if, like, my first video compared to my last video, like, as long as you're making videos, people are just interested. It's so funny with today's society, like social media, people they can't get enough of it. So if you keep posting one a week, they'll watch it. It might not be the best video you've done, but they like you. That's why they're watching. You know, as long as you keep it up. I've been doing it for 7 years. So I don't know if people have just had enough of me or they actually like it, right? And it's just keep doing it is what the goal is, right? Just keep pushing, keep making videos, right?
Yeah, being consistent and posting frequently is definitely going to keep your engagement up. You can't go 3 months in between videos or you'll lose your following. Nothing gets shared. Things drop down in the back end. Like if you, and the way that YouTube works is the more that you're posting, once you hit a certain amount of subscribers and a certain amount of reach, they actually take your videos and they dump it into, we've all seen, like, where it says, do you want to watch this next? And it gives you a little taste of the next, like, content in your niche, basically. They kind of put it all into a pool. The more videos you have and the greater your reach, the more they do that for you. So it's kind of like a little cycle. But if you stop posting and your content gets dry, that ends for you. They won't put you in that little loop.
Well, see, I post so many videos that, like, one of my comments is commonly on one of the videos, like, how the hell did I get here? Like, because I'll do this crazy video, they're like, how the hell am I watching this video? But then they keep watching, right? But the more you put it out there, the more it spreads, like a virus. Right?
Going down the rabbit hole of YouTube at 2 a.m. And when you do start off and you are trying to gain a following, show up for the 20 people that are following you just the same way you're going to show up for the 20,000 that you might have a year from now. Because if you engage with them and you genuinely act like you care about, because you should, they're your followers, they're engaging with you, you are benefiting from them watching you. So show up just the exact same way for 20 as you would for 20,000. Nope. There we go. Oh. Yeah. As for content strategy, if you are brand new to it and you don't really know how you want to get started, I'd get a content calendar, just a blank calendar, write out some ideas. There's the 5-3-2 plan, where 5 things can be informative and educational. They don't necessarily have to be unique content that comes directly from you, just anything that's in your niche that's going to hit the audience that you want. And then 3 things that are your unique content that you've created on your own, and then 2 posts about yourself. It's just a really, really easy way to sort of create a content calendar and write down a list of your ideas, map it out on the calendar, and you can create content ahead of time. And Facebook's great because you can post drafts, and let's say you want to post something January 15th. Well, you can have it ready and it'll auto-post, which is awesome. It saves you a lot of time if you spend a day creating 10 things, you don't want to put them all out at once, but you've got ideas of when and how and how you want to put it out. It's awesome for that. Fuck. Sorry. Nope. There we go.
There's another good picture of me.
You don't have nice pictures. It's not like you have.
I will after today. I will after today.
Jesus. No, that went backwards.
Quick question? Go ahead.
All right, so you have 5, 3, 2, 1. That's 10 videos, right? So you do that in 10 days, or?
You could take it over 10 weeks. You could have a schedule. So you want to do 1 video per week, right? So you can have a schedule. Like my schedule is kind of sporadic. It's a little different than most. It was 2 to 3 videos a week. But what Tanya's saying is that way, if you
Out of every 10.
If you got a lot of time that you can get something done and get your videos, that then you can have it ready for the next following week. So it's not such a burden on your work life or anything. You can still have it to do, right?
How many posts a week?
You can aim for either one a day, or, I mean, it depends on how you're going to curate your content that isn't yours. How long do you have in your life to create your own unique content? And then how long do you have to edit that and then schedule those posts? So you need to figure out how many hours in a week you can dedicate to becoming that. And then you can map it out from there. If you only have 10 hours a week, then maybe 1 video per week is best for you. Map that out after over 10 weeks. And like I said, if you create content all at once, then you can just do drafts and it'll auto post. And once you start getting a reach, the best thing about your insights is that it'll tell you what days are best for you. So if Wednesdays are your greatest day, that's when you're getting your most engagement, post on a Wednesday. If it's at 6 p.m. or 9:30 p.m., post then. You know your users are there, and more likely you're gonna get more reach. I'm gonna have to walk back over here.
Oh, another question.
Do you pay for any Facebook ads to boost them?
Just so everyone knows, the BDR is all organic. I've never might have paid for an ad to advertise our live show, which was like $50, but everything I've done is all organic reach. Like our Facebook reach, if we're there yet, we'll be going over like how much reach we get per month, but it's all organic. Yeah, I mean, it's something you can try. I mean, with the way it started out with the shock value of my content, people watched it like out of concern, out of like, what the hell? Like, it really broke a barrier, right? So my steps were a little different, but it doesn't hurt to put it out there, right? And then with Facebook, I think there's a lot of people talking about how you can selectively pick your content and your people that engage with that kind of content. So it's actually very helpful. Facebook's one of the best platforms you can work with.
And if you have your own website, if you are sharing your content to your own website, Facebook has something called Pixel. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of that, where it will give you even greater insights into what you're posting and how it's being shared, where it's being shared, when. So you can curate your content and post it around that. It has amazing insights. Facebook Pixel is great if you're sharing to your own website as well.
And you can see these are some of our stats from the Best Damn Roofer. I think it's last
week, I think.
Last
No.
week.
Month, yeah.
So that's YouTube at the bottom right, Facebook top right, and that's Instagram. So those are the 3 major platforms that I work with. That's 7 years of work, so you're getting 1.7 million reach, 386,000 engagements, and in 3 weeks we got 2,000 new followers or likes. Instagram is a little less, but all these platforms, you can actually see how well you're doing. So I mean, from the first couple of years I did, you could see it. You can see it grow. That's the uniqueness of these programs that we use. You can watch yourself and see what works better. Like last month, I had 22,000 followers on YouTube, and I started to do like little science experiments with it because I can watch it, right? So I noticed on my content that it was 90% of my viewers weren't subscribing to me on YouTube, and I just thought that was really weird. And I didn't really notice until I got the analytics program. So what I did is I made this video where I was just rude. I yelled at my phone and I told everybody to fuck off. I told you don't subscribe to me, and I don't do like and subscribe. I told them what not to do. I said don't fucking subscribe, fuck off, blah, blah, boom. 4 days, 5,000 subscribers. I don't know if that's a true story. So now we're at
Seriously, that was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and Dimitri kind of gave me the idea, right? So unsubscribe if you read that in the pamphlet, please do, right? I mean, it's different what I've done, but by watching all your stats, you can have an approach to see what works for you is what I'm getting at, right? So anything, you can try something different and to see if it works for you. Maybe not as much as I do as yelling at people and being rude, but something that works for you and your business.
But be yourself and be authentic, because people can tell if you're being fake, and they're gonna see right through it. I mean, if you're the type of person that says fuck every 5th sentence, then do it, maintain it. People don't care.
It's the industry.
It is the industry, and there's layers of the industry because you have your workers and then your sales and then delivery guys, your owners. So depending on who you actually want to target, the owners probably aren't going to find something as entertaining as the general laborers. So you're going to have to really figure out who you want to target your videos to within the industry. So, but we actually lost our channel, what, about a year and a half ago?
It was April of
We had-
2018.
So we had to start from scratch. But it was pretty cool to watch that build up again. And like he was saying, you can really watch and let your stats guide you. If, you know, if you're on a certain platform and it's really not working, you're getting no engagements, don't waste your energy on it, just drop it. Focus on what you need and
I
what
started
works.
Twitter, started Twitter last 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
81
to argue.
followers,
It
right?
was to fight someone, actually.
Yeah, some guy's like, he wanted to have an engagement with me. He says, come on Twitter and I want to argue with you. He's like, all right. So I was like, I'll try that one. It's like 4 and it's a little different. It's like, that's for Donald Trump and the politicians. I don't think I fit in there with those guys yet.
He needs way more than 140 characters for anything in his life, so it's not going to work. There we go. Bye. Having support, like me, I'm really, really supportive of what he does. Obviously, if I've been putting up with this for this many years, it's too bad that no one gets put into sainthood until after they die. But no, it's really good if you have a friend or a coworker or a wife that's really supportive that can even help you create things or just
Bounce
kind
ideas
of
off.
bounce ideas off of. That's all we do. Like, we'll be laying in bed and we'll just be like, oh, you know, it would be really funny, and then he'll be like, yeah, we could do this.
Never falls for it.
And then
right?
45 seconds later, we go back
Sorry.
to, we have 5 kids, gotta be quick like a bunny.
I don't want to get busted.
But no, it is. It's great to bounce ideas off of somebody because sometimes your ideas either become stale or you think you're doing something that's hilarious or he thinks he's doing something hilarious and I'm like, Josh, that's illegal. You can't post that.
So it's like
We're going to get
community
kicked off
standards.
again. Yeah, I have to be the voice of community standards for him. But most people aren't going to have that problem. But it is really, really awesome to have support. And like I said, you can ping pong ideas back and forth between you and whoever you want to talk with, and they might give you some awesome ideas that you can turn around and come up with your own twist and then post that.
And we also use like Facebook groups to build our support. Like, so everyone has friends on Facebook, right? Everyone has roofing friends in the industry. So what I did, I created my own groups. Like, we have Roofers for Life, we have Roofing Church, we just have a bunch of silly groups that roofers join to, but I own them all. I started this about 10 years ago. I started making groups and I'm the admin of them, and then I'd make someone else an admin. So I have all these groups that over 10 years I've built. They have all combined, one was the biggest, 120,000 people in the group, just that one group. It's called Roofing Humor that we also lost. We're rebuilding that one because a lot of roofers don't have community standards, in their heads. So yeah, sometimes they get a little carried away. But what I'm getting at is that these support groups that I've made on social media have been allowed me to spread my influencing that way, right? And we also sell shingles as well. Like, I'm a sales rep, so once you have that avenue for you, like, it takes a while, but you have all the support just on social media, and then by going to conferences and meeting people is when you really put that together, I find.
It can snowball, obviously, like, depending on where you fit in the roofing industry, whether you are a laborer or an owner, or you are trying to just do the marketing end of things and start something new. Coming to places like this is awesome as well. You can get your name out, you can meet people. Again, word of mouth, reach, it grows and grows. It's something that snowballs. That's just how the internet works. That's how social media works. But starting from scratch, you are going to start from zero. You're going to have nothing. And seriously, enjoy the climb. It's a lot of fun. We had to do it twice. And a few nervous breakdowns after we lost our first channel. I cried, he didn't, he laughed.
I thought it made me more popular. Once they kicked me
But
off YouTube,
it
I
did.
found more people were like, where did that asshole go? And they were looking for me, and then I got email after email, like, saying, like, when are you coming back? And to be honest, I had a lot of heart-filled emails. And I wish I would have brought them to show, but people were saying, like, the humor it's brought them, and they were part of roofing communities. Their dads were roofers. They lost their dad to drinking and driving or suicide. And the humor that I have made them feel good. It was like one of the letters we wrote, I was actually in tears. He took the time to write me a letter. That's when I was like, I'm going to start doing it again. So we started up again. We had zero, but I think I had 2,000 followers on Facebook at the time.
It
For
took
the-
a little while to get going, but yeah, it was.
I got
it was low.
37,000 on YouTube now, or Facebook.
Yeah.
Right. But this is just the beginning. Like now, I came down to Orlando. I met up with somebody that I met 2 years ago in Vegas, and now we're starting a whole new. We're going to start a whole new roofing channel, different than the BDR. I'll be hosting it, but we're going to bring in people like you guys that want to do more serious interviews with kind of a humorous twist. So it's going to. I'm still doing the BDR stuff, but now I'm breaking out into a different avenue of marketing so I can work with people like you that aren't embarrassed of what I've done in the past, but it's more serious, right? I'm being honest, right? So it's come a
BDR
long
is
way,
not
but
for
we're
everyone.
still starting. Like we're going to be starting a whole new marketing plan within 2020 with a whole new program, and I'm willing to work with anybody in the industry to help build their influencing and to do what I do, but in a different way. Obviously, everyone's unique and will have their own strategies to it. So.
Are there any questions?
Can you guys share some of your tactics for engaging your followers and growing your base? Do you do like
Well, he's unique in that obviously it's more of a filth thing, but engagement is really important. A lot of his engagement is arguing with people because 9
Roofers
times out of
argue.
10, yeah, they do.
About everything.
Yeah, and even if you're going to post something serious, you're going to have somebody calling you a hack and telling you you did it wrong and he did it right and you're an idiot and he's been roofing for 20 years. That's literally a copy and paste from thousands of roofers, regardless of where you go. I'm sure you've all seen it. But no, yeah, definitely engage back and forth.
And don't be discouraged by when you post something and you're gonna have some asshole. He's gonna want, like, you gotta be ready for that. You gotta have lead with your chin. You're gonna get a couple shots. It's gonna happen when you put yourself out there. You're definitely gonna have somebody give an opinion that's not the nicest. That's just what they do on social media. Like you're gonna get 10% of that, and you can't let that discourage you by any means, right?
Just look at the Kardashians. They're billionaires because they have haters. Everybody hates them. I don't know one person that likes them.
Who likes the Kardashians?
And yet
here?
look at them.
No, hand down.
Okay,
no.
all right, one.
They're gonna go through a divorce
Yeah.
here. So we will be doing a breakout session, right? Oh.
I don't know if I missed it. You mentioned, hey, we lost our channel. Like, how did it happen?
Community standard.
Community standards. I'm a
Violating.
roofer by trade. That's what I do. So I don't really read much. I never read the shingle wrapper at all. I just started shingle. I'll figure it out, right? So I started YouTubing. I didn't know anything. And picking on drug use, I had made a talking bag of cocaine. And I didn't know that you couldn't do that. I didn't.
It was hilarious.
I was watching YouTube. All of a sudden, I see an ISIS guy cut off a guy's head over in Afghanistan or whatever. And I'm like, the next channel, I didn't think that was, against the rules. So I was misinformed. I was a roofer. I'm
They
sorry. I
called it
apologize.
self-harm.
That's how that happened, unfortunately. Yeah.
No, but in YouTube, when you have an X amount of followers or you're a big influencer, I know that they monetize that. So how big do you have to be in order for that to be?
To make money
You need 1,000 subscribers on
in order to
YouTube.
stay, yeah.
And then you can monetize your channel.
We've lost the ability to do because of the content.
Yeah, we're not allowed to
So that's
monetize our
another reason
YouTube
why
channel
we're going
anymore.
to-
So
they allow us to be on there, but they're not letting us take any revenue from it. And for what you make per million is around 1,800 US. Depending how many you can actually put 2 commercial breaks, and it depends on how long your videos are. But if you put 1 advertisement per video, the monetization works out to about $1,400 to $1,800 US per million. So it's a lot of work to get that $1,800, right?
And as soon as you have the opportunity to monetize, don't put in triple advertising. You only have 1,000 people. I'd wait for it. I'd space it out a little bit. Don't piss them off. There's nothing worse than watching an 8-minute video and 4 minutes of it is broken up into 3 different ads. Like, most people are like, fuck that.
You're trying to sell shingles
Yeah.
and trying to sell your roof. You're not trying to sell an advertisement on your videos, right? So even for the BDR, I don't have any advertisement. We just cut it all out.
Because we're not allowed to have it anymore.
You're not supposed to tell me because I don't care, right? Yeah.
But it's true. We really don't care.
We just enjoy what we do. And like I said, we've been doing it for a long time. We're probably not going to quit, although we've had people tell us we should in the industry.
It's our marriage thing.
Yeah.
Like, there's people that go to yoga and we do this shit.
Yes?
So I hear that authentic and raw is better than spit and polish.
Totally. Totally.
It's real.
Yeah.
It's dealing with human beings,
Because you're
right?
not spit and polished at home or with your friends or having a beer with someone, you're not. And people see through that if you're just some douchebag that's really dry, and they're not going to want to watch you. People don't care about that or even like that these days. So being raw and, like I said earlier, let them into your life a little bit. Let them know what you're into. Let them see your family even. And it'll go a lot farther. It really, really will.
So we're going to have one other question.
So you clarified that the media platforms aren't making you any money. Are you seeing revenue driven on the roofing side?
Well, yeah, like customers and stuff. Like we are a single sales rep as well, so we sell roofs all over the U.S. and Canada. So it's the funniest thing. Roofers that own roofing companies have watched me install my unique shingle, and they're like, "What the hell
And
is
thank
that?"
God
Right? So
they
it gives
support
us
us.
huge leads to what's that?
Thank God they support us.
Yeah. So like we just sold a roof in Texas before we came down here, so you sell that, we make 10% of that, and then of course he wants to fly me down, pay me to install and teach his crew how to install that particular product. So there's different ways we're making it rather than advertising. So it has brought jobs in too. The last job I did, the guy hired me just because he watches the BDR. He's like, "Do you do siding?" I'm like, "Not really. I side once in a while, like in the winter." He's like, "I'll wait. I just want the BDR to come here. I'll buy the banquets." Like, okay, I'm coming to drink beer and do siding, right? But he did good quality work. He was very happy. We did shoot a video at his house. He was really ecstatic about that.
People get super pumped for him to shoot videos.
Yeah, so it's a really fun thing, right? And we come from a small town. Like I come from a small town of, there was 280 people in Camden we live in.
240. We have a stop sign.
That's the hamlet we live in, but I grew up in Jordan, was about 3,000. And everybody knew who I was. Like I was a musician, traveling musician, and played everywhere. So they knew me before I got into the character. So everyone was like, "That's just Josh having fun." So I never really had to worry about we're my moneymaker. Like, oh, they're not going to hire me. They already know me. They're going to hire me. They're not going to hire me just because they already know me, right? So that's where I was lucky with that, right?
Locals had made their decision years ago whether or not he was an asshole or they found his humor nice. So.
I wanted to ask if you guys use the same content over again, or if you save it somewhere, or you put it out there.
Okay, what I've done, I have it. I made the mistake when we lost our first page, not saving my my videos to the cloud.
Listen to me. I told him to put it on the iCloud many times.
There we go. She did. I was on, so we lost a lot. But what I do is, yes, I will save them and then I will reshare them. Like, say I posted a video a year ago and I had 8,000 subscribers or followers, and now I have 27,000. Well, most of them won't go back and look at the first few videos. So yeah, you put them out. And I also do things like memes. They're funny. Like if you have a funny meme about the roofing industry, it doesn't take much. Like most of the time I take a meme, it's about carpenters or plumbers. I just take the word plumber out, put roofer, put my tag on it, wham, throw it out there, get 50,000 shares, right? But then people see the best damn roofer, you're getting yourself out there. There's several ways to get yourself on social media, and just once posting, even if it's a comment about the roofing industry, it doesn't need to be a video. Just posting on what's your, they ask you if you want to do a poll. Who wants to do a poll? What do you think of the gaff shingles? Boom, put it out. It doesn't need to be much. It's just engaging on a daily basis. You're on your phone anyway. You're on your Facebook 4 hours a day. If you want to get involved and be in the industry, do it, right? And just interact every day with it.
And like Josh said, I'll get to you in a second. Like he said, he puts his tag on it and puts it back out. Having a logo, a personal logo, and branding yourself is actually a really cool idea and good idea, because say you make a meme or you make a video, that logo's on there, that brand is on there, they recognize you for that, and eventually, as it snowballs, people remember that, obviously.
One more?
That's actually what I wanted to ask you about. Is do you recommend coming up with a name that's different than
Totally.
your company?
Something cool. Like if it's your company name, I'd go with that if you're trying to sell roofs, right? But if you want to get in the industry and be a speaker like Dimitri does, he has a Roofing Insights, right? He has a tag that he can hashtag it, and you can do a lot with that, right? Instead of your own name, kind of separates you from it as well. So if you want to give your opinion, you don't have to really, you can give it as, like the BDR, that's one of the reasons why I did the BDR too, because it can be very opinionated on something, and it's not me, so I'm like, I'm an actor, I didn't mean that, right? I didn't mean that as a joke. Settle down, So I highly recommend you do that. You pick kind of separate the two of you if you want. If you're looking to becoming an influencer and someone that talks in the industry, but if you're $1 million salesperson, no, you'd use your own name because that's what you are, right? And that's what you're trying to sell people to sell, right? So it depends what it is. So we will be doing. Oh, got another
Sorry,
question?
yeah, two more questions.
Any crackdowns from like an insurance company watching or like
Our insurance company, yeah.
Actually, the insurance company that we work with, it's a restoration company because it works a little different in Canada. I know the insurance companies like rule you guys out here. Yeah, no, never ever an issue. And the one guy,
The owner was like, I want a fucking mustard sandwich. He's like,
like,
does
"I'll
10
make
million
it."
a year, right? Because BDR eats mustard sandwiches,
Yeah.
right?
so he gets in on he thinks it's hilarious. Like, I'll give him a mustard sandwich if he goes and checks out this roof right now.
And he's big time. Like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Like,
Thanks.
right? People that get it, it's fun for them. I mean, my story is unique. Not everybody can go do that. Like, I don't say like I went out and made a bunch of videos of me being an asshole and I lost a job. Well, that's my story, right? You're gonna have to choose your own path, and if it's comfortable, if you feel comfortable, you can pretty much do whatever you want, and your clients will accept it, right? If you're being authentic.